Hey everybody, if you're watching this, you should be picking me up loud and clear. First of all, just want to say welcome, it's Leon Street, and I want to take you through a few how-tos for business owners. And so I'm streaming on a few platforms. I'm actually testing a current setup actually, so this is a bit of an ad hoc how-to, but I also want to give you guys some value. So if you do have any questions, please make sure you type them up, put them into the comments below the video. Also streaming on Facebook, so if you're picking me up on there, welcome. Just checking through a few things. And so today's stream is really, as I say, it's how to, and it's also Q&A, and there's a few things I actually want to discuss. And if you are picking me up loud and clear, if you could just say yes, that you can hear me and you'll see me okay, because as I said, I'm just testing a few things. I'm streaming on YouTube, streaming on 2 different Facebook channels, and we're streaming on Instagram. So hopefully the bandwidth here can take it all. But there's a few things I want to cover. If you're a business owner, coach, a consultant, or you're a professional, expert business owner. So I want to take you guys through a few key learnings. And if you do have any questions, if there's anything burning right now, and you're thinking, actually, I'm kind of stuck in my business, I'd love to know how to put together a high value program. I'd love to know how to close more sales. I'd love to know how to do Facebook ads. I'd love to know how to put together the right kind of coaching program or course. Anything that is burning for you right now and you'd like me to answer, the time is yours, guys. So I'm doing this stream if you want me to answer anything to do with marketing, and I'll give you a bit of background just so you know. I've closed 6-figure deals, I've closed small deals, hundreds of pounds. Regularly I close kind of multiple like 4,000, 5,000 pound deals for one of our programs. And then I also do kind of 10,000 pound plus on some of our one-to-one coaching programs. But if there's anything you would like me to take you through, and like I said, whether it's sales, marketing, just anything that takes you to the next level, please do that. I've got some questions as well prepared over on the left-hand side. I've got my laptop down here to the left of me, which I'm going to refer to. And there's one big thing I kind of want to kick off with, but this requires your interaction. So if you do want me to answer anything, guys, please do so. I've also got Instagram, as I mentioned. But anyway, let's kick off. So I'm just going to refer to the questions, guys. And look, this isn't planned. This isn't going to be slick, ultra professional. This is me. I'm here right now to help you. I've got a few questions down on the laptop. And one of them that I want to kick off with is, how do I create a marketing strategy? And I want to kick off with that. If anybody, as I mentioned, got any specific questions, I'll jump into them. I'm not quite sure how long I'm going to do this stream. I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to run with it tonight. So I haven't got anything particularly planned. So I've got the time to do this. So Shaquille, all good, but you're stretched out like a rubber man. Stretched out. That's weird. So Matthew Richards, what's happening, Leon? Oh, how you doing? So is everybody seeing me normally, or is it coming across wrong? Just let me know. Shaquille saying I'm stretched out. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm looking at the preview on my laptop and it looks okay there, but how you doing, Matt? So let's get to it. Marketing strategy. So when I'm dealing with coaches, clients, business owners, one of the key things that I regularly face is people don't understand what strategy is compared to a marketing plan. And then you've got the tactics, and people get so mixed up and they don't know where to turn. But let me tell you this, it's very simple. Your marketing strategy is, what's the goal of your campaign? Yeah. So whether that's the goal of your campaign for your business, or if it's for a new product, a new service, what's the goal? That's what your strategy is all about. And generally, you'll be going off a strategy, i.e. what's the goal for the business? It might be introducing new customers. It might be launching a new product. It might be increasing sales by, I don't know, 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever it is. But that's strategy. Strategy is all to do with what's the goal, yeah? And your marketing plan is, what are the steps to take you to that goal? So, i.e., you've got to put together some type of campaign. You're going to market on, direct mail, Facebook. You might be doing YouTube. what are the different steps you've got to take? And it might come back to your product. You've got to look at the price. You've got to look at the promotion. You've got to look at competitors. And those are the different elements of a marketing plan. And what happens is that there's a lot of people, they get mixed up with the marketing strategy and marketing plan, and they dive in. So they'll do one specific, I don't know, tactic and think, actually, you know, why aren't people responding to me? And it's because they've put a generic message out on social media. And what I really want to kind of just nail with you guys and everybody watching is that the goal of your marketing strategy is to be clear, that you've set yourself a goal. But with the plan, that's where you start to break that strategy down. And then within the plan, you have the tactics, and the tactics are things like, you know, Facebook marketing, doing a live stream like this. This is a tactic. This is me getting my message out to you guys, the audience right now. It could be LinkedIn, it could be YouTube, it could be sending printed direct mail letters. They're the tactics. They're the things that you do to get people to see the message. And the cool thing is that with marketing strategy, really, that should stand the test of time. It shouldn't run out, i.e. it shouldn't expire like technology changes, Facebook updates, Google updates. The thing with a strategy is that your strategy should be, you know, it should be constant. And then the tactics that you use, those things can change, you know, the methods to get to your audience. So I want to just, first of all, just write down, I'm going to go strategy. I'm just going to put versus a marketing plan. Yep. So that's the first step, guys. Now, as I mentioned, if you've got any questions, just throw them in the comments. I know we've got people on Instagram, and in a moment, I'm gonna have to grab the phone because I'm using the back camera so that you guys can actually see what's being written on the flip chart. So I'm gonna go to my next port of call that I want to take with you guys. Now, another thing that I see, so got a really cool one now, is that there's a lot of people out there who they don't quite have the confidence. They're kind of waiting for, until I qualify as a coach, or until I qualify in this particular profession, until I get a certificate, they're waiting for approval to become the authority. Yeah. And the reality is that to become the go-to expert or the authority, it doesn't take a lot, but what it takes is for you to take consistent action. What I mean by that is maybe you put some training out, yeah, and then people come to discover this training, but it's for a specific niche, yeah. And maybe you put out a guide, maybe you do a video series, and before you know it, to that niche of people, you are the go-to expert. But a lot of the time, people they kind of put it off, and I see this regularly, whether it's with clients, whether it's with prospects, people I'm speaking to, and I'll give you an example in a moment. And the key thing is, guys, that you don't have to wait for permission to be the expert. You just have to show up. Yeah, so let me say that again. You don't have to wait for anybody's permission. You just have to show up. Now, I will put a caveat into that. Depending on what market you're in and what niche you're in, what industry, sometimes there are professional standards that you will need and require. But generally for coaches and consultants, you won't. And even in those industries where they require you to have a specific certification, or, you know, you kind of need the rubber stamp of some kind of organization, what I would say is that showing up, I believe, in my honest and humble opinion, trumps those things every time. So what I'm saying, guys, is no matter what challenges, what obstacles you've got to overcome, show up. That's part of being the authority. See, the thing is, people start to pay attention and look at what you put out in the marketplace, and I actually think that's one of the most powerful things. It's just putting your message out there. There's lots of great examples. It's kind of like, look at all the college dropouts who've turned into billionaires, you know, Richard Branson. You've got people like Bill Gates. You've then had people like Steve Jobs. And, you know, these are major successes, but they weren't waiting for the certificate or the rubber stamp or anyone's approval. It's kind of like they just got on with it. They went with the momentum, and before you know it, people buying their products in the millions and then billions. And so what I'd say, guys, is that if you want to stand out, simply show up. And it's definitely one of the key things in just moving your business forward. So I'll put here, I'm going to put to be an authority Yeah. Show up. And I want to touch on two things. I've got two good stories. I was doing a podcast interview today with a really successful lady, actually. She has the title and the award as, let me get this right. I'm probably going to get it wrong, but I'll say it anyway. She is known as Canada's #1 leadership coach in 2017, Canada. Yeah. So I was interviewing this lady today. And I actually know the lady. I'm going to come to some of the comments in a moment, guys, because I'm seeing some comments coming. So back to the story. She's known as Canada's #1 leadership coach. She won the award in 2017, Canada. That's huge. You know, it's a big country. But anyway, we were speaking and she was telling me a story because back around, say, 18 months, 2 years ago, I was actually teaching her. I was in Las Vegas delivering some training to some coaches and consultants, 7-figure earners, people who have got really great businesses, and she was actually one of the people in attendance. Her business in itself she's doing over 7 figures, and she's a really great lady, very inspirational leader. And she said to me, she said, I remember one specific thing about the training that you delivered over those like 3 days when we were there, because there was other people delivering training, and I was one of the experts there. And she said, I remember specifically, Leon, and this is where I'm going to come back to the show up, guys. She said, I remember specifically, you said the biggest pain, the biggest problem that an entrepreneur has, whether you're a coach, consultant, professional, is obscurity. That is the biggest problem. Nobody knows you exist. So you may have the best product, you may have the best service in the world, but unless people know that you're there, you can't sell anything. You can't help a person who is in pain or has a need. And this brings me to the next point. Your job as an entrepreneur is to provide a solution to somebody's pain or serve somebody's need. That's the key. So if nobody knows that you exist and you're in obscurity, you'll never be able to help them out of that pain. And it's your duty as the business owner to help people. That's why you're on this earth. I know there's a lot of people who want to get into different things like, you know, let's say you're in e-commerce, you sell products. At the end of the day, those products help humans. So whether you're, you know, in the coaching industry, you're a consultant, you help humans, you help people. So unless you're selling to robots or artificial intelligence, yeah, you need to show up. And that's why I say, with authority, what trumps everything, in my opinion, is just showing up. Yeah, so consistency, putting content out there. I know some of you guys who are watching this stream and commenting, you guys do a lot of great jobs. I see you doing live streams on Facebook. I do keep tabs on everybody. I'm one of those observers, as well as the people that show up. Keep doing that, put together, you know, a guide. And what I'll say is that don't get obsessed with, oh, I need lots of different types of content before I can show up. No, you just need to show up, guys. You need to have your message ready and you show up and you perform. Yeah, and no, you're not going to be perfect on the first go. No, you're not going to be perfect, you know, in what you say and in your message, and you're going to mess up. And you know what? So what? Shit happens. But what I am here to say is that just show up. If you want to be the authority, prove it by showing up. The next step in being an authority, as I mentioned, is then just publishing the content. So you can start with a simple guide. Yeah, it might be even a kind of checklist or a cheat sheet. So put something out there that people can, you know, at least get of your content and think, actually, I can download this thing or I can get this thing off Leon. Yeah, and as soon as somebody reads something of yours, they automatically see you. Now look at this. This is really interesting, guys. And I remember delivering this in a piece of training. Then I'm going to come to some comments in a moment, and I'm also going to flip the phone and see what's going on Insta. So I'm just going to highlight this. So authority. Now you may have spotted it, but I've made it super simple. So it's like, you know, color by numbers. Look at this part of the word, the first 6 letters, author. Yeah, is everybody getting that? Just give me a yes if you're watching this. So the whole point of being an authority is somebody who creates, somebody who shows up. You are an author. And that's what it means to be an authority, the go-to expert. It doesn't mean just because somebody's given you a title, because that can be part of it, how you position yourself. Maybe you've given yourself a title. Maybe you've won an award, just like the lady who I interviewed earlier today, Eleanor Beaton, Leadership Coach 2017, Canada's #1 leadership coach. You can become the authority. Yeah. Now, here's another thing. But before I get into the next story, I'm just going to go to some comments, guys. Just give me a second. So, what do you think sets your skills better, your results or the results of your clients? Okay, so I'm going to come to this question from Matt. So, his question is, what do you think sells your skills better, your results or your clients' results? It's very simple. Yeah, a bit of both. Because when you first get started, maybe your results are the only results you've got to show, yeah? So what I would say is that in the first instance, you can sell by selling the results that you've achieved, and that's the best way to get started. You can even go one step above that, and this is for people who, let's say you've started and you have no results whatsoever, but you know you can help somebody. What I would suggest you do at that point is maybe you can refer to other people's case studies. And so it's not the greatest way, but it's a model that somebody else has proven, but you know within you that you have it to deliver that, service, that product, and you can do exactly like another person's done. And so therefore you might go to somebody with a case study, and it might be an external case study, but I'm really saying this for anybody who's a startup, or let's say you're launching into something new and you really don't have the results or anything proven. And I think it's important that you still show up, because if you can help somebody, why not? Just because you don't have the certificate or the results yet. So that's 1 point, Matt. I'm just going to put this down. So I'm going to put, I'm just going to label this Q1, results, and I'm going to put clients, I'm going to put you. Yeah. So hopefully that's clear. So anyway, that's first step. So I'm going to get back to this one. So if you don't have clients, then the next best thing is for you to show your results. And what I will say is that when you get into it now, if you do have clients, obviously, if you can present the fact that you've delivered a service or your product has helped the client, and when they've used it, they've got a result, nothing else sells better than showing somebody else who's had a great experience. Not only that, not a great experience, but they've got the results. So Matt, that's probably my answer to you in short. If you can show testimonials, case studies, videos, of your clients getting results, it's the thing that sells. I have the same thing. So if you go onto businessownerelevation.com and go to /EBC, you'll see on there testimonials, and I have a mix of text and I have a mix of video, and that's because it's the best way to sell anything. So final part on this, if you are trying to sell something and you have a competitor next to you, yeah, and you have the customer and they're kind of thinking, well, who do I choose? Instead of saying, oh, I can do this, or your USP or whatever, actually just say, here's a testimonial from one of my clients and what they achieved, the results. It always trumps everything, and especially if it's a great result compared to your competitor. And I'm not saying you're really going to be compared by your competitor all the time. It's just an example, because really your job is to show your unique selling proposition or your unique value proposition, to show how you are different to other people. And then you can get into things like unique mechanism, and I'll get into that in a moment, guys. But anyway, let's go back to some questions. I'm just going to jump up. So Shaquille saying, great advice. I think people are hesitant to claim the expert space as they want validation from others. We all want validation from others, Shaquille, spot on. But the thing is, I was having this conversation with somebody else as well. So let's go into another story, guys. So let's say you are not 100% confident, or I don't know, you're just not exuding confidence, but you do have some confidence. Everybody has some confidence. If you're running a business, you have confidence. Let's just state that. But let's say you're not as confident, and I'm just checking the question again. Yeah. So here's the thing. In one way or another, we all seek validation. So we seek validation maybe from our clients. We seek validation in the results we help them achieve. We seek validation in the results that we achieve for ourselves. And what you've got to do as a business owner is you've just got to take a leap of faith. Yeah. And the reason for that is, let's think about your business, yeah? And I'll give you I'll give you a better example. So back 10 years ago, I was employed. I was a development manager, and I used to work at the University of Wolverhampton in my home city. And I had like a team of 12 people that worked in my team that I managed, and I was on a great salary, 40,000 a year, literally. Even though it was 9 to 5, the job, actual work that I did, I probably worked about half a day a week. And that was because everything was running so well. We had, systems in place. The team was working so well, and we were getting the results against what we needed to do. But anyway, at that point, I realized that this wasn't for me. I needed to do my own thing. I needed to run my own business. And so rather than me waiting for validation that the market was there for me, I took a leap of faith. And the reason why I share that story is because it's the same as an authority, as an expert, as you're trying to claim that space. Sometimes you've got to take a leap of faith, because if nobody else believes in you and you don't believe in yourself, yeah, how do you expect anyone to believe in you? So you just got to step up and go for it. And it might seem daunting, but this came from the interview I was doing earlier with Eleanor. Don't allow your fears to be bigger than your desires, yeah? And so if you can keep that mantra, if you can keep that in your mind, your desires will always be ahead of any fears that you have, because you always have fears, because we're constantly changing. We hit a milestone, we go to the next level, we go to raising the bar again and again, whether you're hitting 100,000, 250,000, 500,000, and just up and up and up. Yeah, there's different things. It might be challenges of team, it might be challenges of different levels of customers, whatever it is, just show up, guys. Let me just check some more of the comments here. Right, okay, so Ross Temple, impact times volume equals your income. Impact times volume equals your income. I like that formula. I think another one as well, I want to add to that, is how much stuff you sell equals how much money's in the bank, and that's a reality. And the reason why I want to say that is because there's another thing that I come across a lot with business owners, and the thing that I come across is that people get caught up in doing the marketing, or they get caught up in delivering the service. And what I'd say to you, if you're under 7 figures, is get caught up in marketing and sales, period. Yeah, that's your thing. That's the thing that if you want to take your business to the next level, that your attention needs to be in. Don't get obsessed with, the kind of nuances of what needs to happen. Get obsessed with the sales and marketing, run things. And I was giving some advice to one of our coaching clients earlier today, and here is my advice. Make sure that you're doing marketing for 2 hours a day minimum, and you're selling, i.e. picking up the phone, speaking to people, follow-up calls for at least 1 hour a day. And that's even the very bare minimum. I know there's people out there who would say, Leon, how dare you? People should be selling 8 hours a day minimum, which is also true. But, if you're a bit busy and you've got other things and you're transitioning, I just recommend to you, you've got to change things up. And when you get to a point where you can afford to have employees, maybe you can hire your first salesperson who you then put on basic and then they're on a commission. That would be my recommendation. But whilst you're in your business, if you're around about that kind of 100 to 250,000 zone, it's your job to do the marketing and sales and focus your efforts and attention on there. Because when the cash comes in, when the money comes in, you can solve any resource gap because you have cash. You can hire people in, external, internal team, whatever it needs to be to get the job done and deliver for your clients with integrity. Cool. So Matthew, what's your opinion on using free membership groups, free mastermind group versus marketing on your primary profile? That's an interesting one. Let me just read that again. What's your opinion on using free membership groups? Okay, so there's a couple of things here, and hopefully I'm reading this right, Matthew, from your question. And then after this question, I'm going to come to everybody on Insta just to see if there's any questions there. Now, if I'm reading this right, you may be talking about marketing in free like Facebook groups or free LinkedIn groups as opposed to your primary profile. Now, what I'd say is that marketing is very simple, and I'm just going to jump back into, I'll put this down, marketing. So Q2. I'm going to put this get in front. So get in front of customers. Going to run out of space. All right. So my opinion is this, guys. If you've got a very active profile, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, no matter where, you know, or even if you're synonymous in a group, like a Facebook group, could even be a forum, because there's a lot of forums that are still actively used, or whether it's on like a LinkedIn group. Here's the thing. Wherever your customers are, get in front of them. Yeah, and maybe they're not, let me rephrase that. Wherever your prospects or leads are, get in front of them so they can become your customers and ultimately your clients. And what's the difference? Just so you can see where my language comes from. The ultimate is clients. Customers, you treat as customers. Clients, you have more of a relationship with, yeah? And they're the kind of people that you get to know and become friends with. And it might seem a bit strange for some business owners watching this, but the ultimate is having clients who you can serve at a fiduciary level. So that's where you totally look after your clients. And that's really one of the keys to go into high level, high value selling. But let me get more back to this point that Matthew's raised. So I also think if you've got an active profile, you should be, you know, promoting and really connecting with people, however they find you. I think the key is with Facebook especially, is that you should be doing your live streams. I'll change the language of that. Not even should, but it would be probably a better idea to do live streams on your Facebook page. And the reason for that is when you release or you do a live stream or you put a video out on your Facebook page, as opposed to your Facebook profile, on your page, you can track all the video views. And so what happens is you create an audience of people you can then retarget with Facebook ads if you're into, you know, paid advertising. I do a lot of it. So what happens is the reason why I put like the stream I've got going out on my personal profile right now, and then I believe I've also got the stream going out on our Facebook page, is because everybody who watches via the Facebook page, I will be able to retarget them with more content, more offers, more great value in the future. And that's my opinion, that's the difference. So really it's more about, do you want to reconnect and then continue to target people beyond today? If you've done any type of Facebook advertising, or if you haven't, let me just tell you one quick thing. Anybody who views one of your videos via your Facebook page, not your profile, but your page, you can retarget them for the next year. Let me say that again. You can retarget them for the next year. So that means ethically stalk them. Yeah. So what I would say, guys, is depending on however you got your marketing in place, just do whatever gets you a result. Yeah. Whatever gets you results. That's my advice to you. So let me just see. Now, Keith Fraser, how you doing, Keith? Long time I haven't seen you. What if you're swimming in the same pond as your competitors? Great question. Has anybody got an answer for that? What happens if you're swimming in the same pond as your competitors? Well, I'm gonna answer that and demonstrate. So, Q3. I'm gonna put same pond. Right. So if you're swimming in the same pond as your competitors, Keith, could you just give me some examples of what you think is holding you back? Yeah, because I think it would be useful, because I can break it right down for you right now. I've got answers galore. So what do you think is holding you back if you're in the same pond as your competitors? Just let me know. But anyway, I'm going to answer as well. But if you do put a bit more in the comments, I'll be able to break it down specifically and help you right now. Guys, if you're finding this useful, because I know there's like people jumping in and out, and it is a bit impromptu. It's coming up to 11, but I'm just going to keep going with it because I'm quite enjoying it. If you're finding this of value and you want to find out more about how I can help you, I've got a simple solution. Go to Leon Street, that's leonstreete.com/apply. Go there and you can fill in an application form, and then we can jump on a call if you are facing challenges, or if you just want to take your business to 6 or 7 figures right now, or multiple 6 figures. So go to www.leonstreete, keithsmith.com/apply. Anyway, so let's get back to what Keith was saying. Let me just go back to these comments, guys. Right, so Shaquille says, aren't we all swimming in the same space or pond as our competitors? Right, what else have we got? Liveleaf is an awesome tool to hit all your groups and profile at once. So Auto shares live video, eat them with activity and value, Cardone style. Absolutely. Did you guys ever hear my interview that I did with Grant Cardone? It's about 2 years ago now. And I actually went to his TV studios in Florida, so downtown in Miami. Right, so i.e. DJing. Okay, so Keith. Now DJing, if you guys know me, that's how I got into marketing. Do you guys want me to tell you the story of how I got into marketing? It'll only be like a minute. If you let me know, I'll tell you the story, guys. So at this point, I'm gonna grab my phone. So just give me a second. Everybody's gonna see me big on Facebook as I get closer. But let's see. Right, so we got people over here. I'm just checking. Right. So just going through everybody on Insta. Thank you for jumping on. So just going through, just checking. Okay, cool. So let me just drop this back on here and I'm gonna come back to Keith's question in a moment. So let's see if I can just get this on without destroying everything. There we are. So hopefully I haven't destroyed the phone too much on Insta. I think we're about right. And if you'll catch me at an angle, oh well. Anyway, I'm gonna press on. So the story, how I got into marketing. So let me tell you about that. So when I was 17, I created my first website, and I created my first website because I was a DJ. I used to play drum and bass music. And I created the website because I wanted a way for me to stand out compared to everybody else who was in the market. And so I created a website, and then as I sent out my mix CDs to record labels, as I sent them out to promoters so that people could hear my DJing skills, and so I could get onto mailing lists or I could get booked at clubs at 17. Yep, you heard me right. At that point, people started to say, Leon, who created your website? Or actually, they didn't say Leon, they would call me by my DJ name. So they'd say, DJ Mystify, who created your website? And I was like, I did, feeling pretty proud. And then people were saying to me, well, can you do that for us? And then one thing led to another, and before I knew it, I was creating websites, helping people with marketing and blah, 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 blah. But that's how I got into doing internet marketing and marketing strategy, and what I do today, helping coaches and consultants. But anyway, so if you're in the marketplace as a DJ and you're thinking, well, how do I stand out? We're in the same pond. It's very simple. You need to look at who the competitors are. Yeah, you need to do the research. Now, I released a free video, it was last week. So if you go to the Business Owner Elevation page, yeah, on Facebook, you will find that video, how to do competitor research, how to research your competitors. There's 10 key areas. Now, in those 10 key areas, you need to look at what your competitors are putting out in the marketplace, from things like what's their hook, yeah, what's their angle. There was things like what's their offer, what are they doing? So are they a club DJ? Are they a, like parties type of DJ? There's different levels of DJ. Are they playing for specific clubs, specific venues, or is it, niched? Yeah. Is there anything around how they perform or where they perform, that is unique about that? But anyway, once you've started to research more about, what they do, what their prices are, yeah, what they're being paid, really going into what their service is that they're doing as a DJ, you need to really break it down. Look at their website, look at their YouTube channel, look at their Facebook page, really get to know who the competition are. Because the more you understand who your competition are, that's going to give you an indication as to, well, what is working for them and what is it that you see are the key things that they're putting out into the market. Now, as a DJ, what I'd say is that it's really going to be about the front end, because I've still got a lot of friends who are DJs. I was a DJ for 11 years and I was also a music producer for 10 years. So my humble opinion is that if you want to make it in the DJ world, what you've got to do is show up. You've got to show your authority, but also you've got to do it with a unique style. You've got to be truly, and now hear this, Keith, You've got to be truly different. So when I say truly different, I don't just mean a little bit different. I mean, when everybody's going left, you've got to go right, yeah? And it may mean that you feel very uncomfortable. It may mean that you stand out like a sore thumb for whatever reason, yeah? But as a DJ, what I do know is that if you stand out but your basic skills are good, yeah, people will follow you. And here's the other insight as a DJ. One of the things that I've learned as a businessman, as a business owner, is that relationships are key. So the more that you can establish your relationships with promoters, with clubs, with, you know, the people who hire you, the more that you can really get them to buy into what your story is, your culture is, and the way that you entertain the crowd, that's going to be part of it. So for me, it's not really just thinking, oh, I've got competition and I can't really stand out. What it means is that you need to sit down for a few hours. You need to strategize like you're a chess player. Because when you strategize, going back to strategy and plan, when you strategize and break it down, you're actually creating this master plan to go and dominate. Yeah, I hope that's clear, because a lot of people, they don't put the time in. A lot of people will follow what everybody else is doing. So, you know, whether it's working for that person or not, people will just follow. And I know in the kind of the Jamaican culture, because if most of you know me, you know that I'm mixed race. My father's parents were from Jamaica and my mother was from England. Yes, I know I look very light and white, but hey ho. So anyway, so my grandparents are from Jamaica, and Keith, I do believe that you are Jamaican as well in heritage. And there's this saying, and this is specifically for you, Keith, that, you know, when people copy somebody, they say them follow fashion, yeah? So what I'd say to you is that you've got to be an innovator. You've got to create something new. You can't just follow what other people are doing. And so invest the time in your strategy, look at the competition, build the relationships with the people who are going to do the booking and hiring. You know, you need to seduce them. You need to get, you know, the mix CDs out, or, well, this day and age, you know, send them a link to your SoundCloud or whatever mix you've got, and really build that relationship. Because at the end of the day, here's the big insight, guys. We're all selling to real people. Yeah, it doesn't matter how bright and spangly things are. What matters is how good are you at making that connection. The other things will count, don't get me wrong, but making that connection is what, you know, really matters. And there's a saying actually, and I forget the exact way that the quote goes, but people will remember you more for how you make them feel rather than what you do for them. Yeah, so how you make them feel. Emotion. So that's why I say build the relationship, focus on that side of things. But anyway, I'm going to come back to some more comments. So Shaquille used to be a promoter in the old school days. MC Majika used to be my business partner. Wow, that's a blast from the past. Before the days of CDs, yeah. So Matthew saying virtual DJ guide, like a play along guide. That would be pretty epic. Could that work? I mean, based on my experience, I don't think a virtual DJ guide would be the right thing for what Keith's talking about. It really is relationships, and I know that because I was playing at clubs around the UK. You know, I've got great friends. DJ Dangerous D, he's my best friend, Dean. He played at loads of clubs as well, and you know, we worked the circuit in the drum and bass world. And one of the key things, it's not about the kind of, you know, the razzmatazz and all the awards. Like I was saying earlier, it's not about the certificates that you have, guys. It's about you showing up and building those relationships, because the more you get to know people, that's why they book you, that's why they warm to you, and really that's the thing that counts in anything. You know, when you speak to a lead or you speak to a prospect, it's not really that, you know, they're interested in the certificates or just the results that you've got for your clients. Don't get me wrong, that's a big thing, but they really want to have that connection with you where you build that rapport, and then they're really sold on how you can help them and that you definitely are the person to help them. So that's another thing. Right, so let me just check. I just need to check one more window, guys, just to see, are there any other questions? Right, cool, okay, good. So I'm going to move on to one other point then in my list of goodies. And this is a pretty interesting one actually, because I come across this quite a lot. So this one's, in fact, I'm not going to do it as a question. Here we are. I'll scribble it out. So we're going back to black here. Amy Winehouse. I'm going to go to this one because it's a big one that I see a lot of. And a lot of people don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to do things around it. And people mess things up. So pricing. Pricing this is a big one for many people actually. It's like, what price do you charge? How do you package what you offer? And again, if you go onto the Business Owner Elevation Facebook page, Business Owner Elevation, yeah, you'll find another training that I did before on how to price your products and services. But I'm going to break this one down. So what's Matthew saying here? The online nerd coming out to me. Matt, don't worry about it. That stuff that you're talking about is perfect for your market. And I'm sure together we could smash the results that you're already doing. But anyway, let's get into pricing. How do you package? How do you charge the right thing? How do you come up with a price in the first place? Now, I'm just going to shoot out a few things, and I think this may be the last thing I'll cover tonight. I'm not sure. I'm really enjoying it still, guys. You let me know if you're enjoying it. I can see everybody on Facebook's enjoying it. We're getting loads of likes on Insta as well. So I apologize if the tripod's a bit wonky on Insta. You know what? I've got the back camera on so you can see what's going on the flip chart, so I apologize. I haven't got any assistance today until I get back in the office with Adam tomorrow. But anyway, pricing. So where do you start? Yeah, now what I say at this point is a lot of people who I work with tend to charge in the region of £2,000 plus for their services and programs. So whether it's a coaching program, whether it's a course, you know, that's generally the kind of minimum area. And there's a lot of people who I come across and they're charging, for instance, if they're a cultural consultant, they give an hourly rate, yeah? So they give an hourly rate of what they charge, and they're chasing their tail because that hourly rate doesn't get them to the next level. So they can sell as many hours in the day trading time for money, but it doesn't really give them the kind of exponential levels of income, the cash surges, as Grant Cardone would say. And actually, if you're a business owner, your first job, especially when you're starting out, is to get to the first 6 figures, to get to 100,000. And then beyond then, you need to keep scaling until you get to the 7 figures. And the only way you're going to do that is if you have cash surges. Now, it might seem, you know, pretty easy to some people in their head, i.e. all I need is 1,000 customers who pay me, you know, X, Y, and Z, and then I can get to, you know, 100,000 or 250,000, whatever it is. But the point is, guys, it's not how many people you can get out to in the fact that you maybe have a cheap or a lower price product. The key is that you deliver a great service, and you deliver a great service with having results for clients already. So let me just highlight this in red so this one stands out now, because I want to use this, what we mentioned earlier from Matt, is that when you're putting together your packages, your products, your services, if you've got results already, that means you've got something that's proven. And this is really important, guys. Really important, because if you've got results that have proven your product, service, or program as a cultural consultant, well, the thing is, the other potential clients, the prospects who want to potentially buy from you, they're interested in getting that result too. Yeah, so that's part of the equation. But the thing is, when you're speaking to these people, these leads and prospects, everybody, when you get to pricing, will have a goal. Yeah. So everybody that you speak to as a cultural consultant, they're going to have a goal. And the thing is, everyone's goal is going to be different. There's going to be some specifically that have got an income goal. There's going to be some that have, you know, other things to do with business structure, scaling, growth, just different aspects of the business, whether it's marketing, sales, operations, accounts, different things, you know, whatever you're positioned as in terms of how you help people, they're going to come to you with a goal regardless. Now, the thing is, a lot of people, their goals are attached to their dreams. Yeah, so as a cultural consultant, they come to you and they want you to help them achieve their goal that is attached to their dreams. So now we're talking about big stuff. We're talking about the next level in many people's opinions. Yeah, hope that's clear. So when you're pricing, you can't just charge per hour, because someone's dream or someone's goal if it's big enough, which most people's will be, let's say somebody just comes to you and they want to earn 100,000, or somebody comes to you, they want to earn 500,000. That's a pretty big goal, yeah, for some people. But what's the price? What have they got to invest to get that 500,000? Yeah, are they going to go to somebody who's charging £1,000 with a promise to help them get to 500,000? Yeah. Are they going to go to somebody who's promising them to get to 500,000, but they've got to invest 50,000? Yeah. So let's say somebody is charging 1,000, and then you have somebody who's charging 50. Yeah. So 1,000, 50. Now here's the thing. If you're charging by the per hour, you're going to continue to trade time for money. But the thing is, when you're speaking to prospects, when you're speaking to people, yeah, and you're thinking about, well, what are my packages worth? What are they worth? What I'd say to you is that you can instantly move out the hourly type of rate to where you're moving into 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20,000. I've got one of my friends who charges 65,000 for his coaching program. See, the thing is, when people come to you and you're providing value and you're providing them a way to get to their goal, most people will invest what they feel that the service is worth to help them get to the goal, not what they believe it should be charged at as an hourly rate. And so let's break this down and make this even more tangible for people. Let's say you've got a kind of 2 to 3 hour online course, just videos, yeah? For that type of thing, it's kind of people can just turn up and, you know, they can get the value, the how-to out of the videos, go away, everybody's happy. You might charge somewhere in the region of like 500 to £1,000, something like that. And the reason for that is there's got to be a promise or a benefit of what that course can do. But the minute that you move into coaching and consulting where you have to turn up, you've already gotten results for your clients in the past, but now you're going to help these people move towards their goal. Yeah, you instantly have to change your pricing. Yeah, because there's this thing where people, if they see something that's cheap, then they'll probably think that it's too good to be true. Yeah, if your prices are too cheap, people will think that it's too good to be true. And the other thing is that when you charge too cheap, you'll find that you're not making profit. And your goal as the business owner is to get the sales and make profit. So for me, if you're a coach and you're kind of in the game, you know, if you're doing something like an 8-week coaching program, 6-week, 10-week, whatever it is, you need to be starting at the kind of $2,000 to £3,000 mark. And if you're trading in dollars, you're probably talking about $3,000 to $4,000 based on the current exchange rate. But my advice to you is that really start to look at how you can price and charge based on value. Yeah. Let's say that you've got proven results where you've helped people get, you know, I don't know, £10,000 a month, or you've helped them to achieve £50,000. Yeah. At that point, you've got to start to really relate, well, should I really charge per hour, or has my price got to go up because I'm actually helping people, you know, get great returns? You're offering more value in terms of what they're going to get out of working with you, maybe if it's just you or whether you and your team. So I would say to you that when you come to pricing, really start to look at, well, what's already out in the marketplace. Look at the cheap people, look at the people in the middle, and look at the people at the top, the most expensive. And what I would say is at least give yourself the chance of making some decent money and decent profit by starting in the middle. Never think, oh, I'll start at the bottom and work my way up. And the reason for that is people who start at the bottom tend to stay at the bottom. But my advice to you is, in your business, start from the middle and work your way up. So look at what other products and services of people are out there, what they're doing, look at the results they've got. And again, don't worry about what results other people have got. Just know in your heart that you can deliver the value and help people get to their goal and get the result that they're after. Don't, again, think about, well, for me to charge those prices, I need a certificate or I need more clients, more testimonials. Take a leap of faith, what I said earlier in this stream. Sometimes you've just got to step out of your comfort zone. And I say sometimes, you've got to step out lots of times, because the more you step out of your comfort zone, the more you're going to push back, the more you're going to go to the next level, the more you're going to feel confident charging like £100,000. Last year, I closed my first 6-figure deal over £100,000. And I remember just being in that sales meeting and just thinking, you know, wow. And I instantly recognized it was just a mindset shift. Yeah. And the funny thing is, the client was just like, yeah, great. We want you to do this. Yeah. So this is why I say to you guys, just look at how you can move to that next level. Really consider what's going on in the marketplace. I actually do have a formula. So if you do find that training on the Business Owner Elevation page, you'll find the training where I look at pricing and how you can choose the different pricing models. There's time-based, there is project-based, and then there's value-based. And my advice to you is always, as a coach, go for value-based, especially when you want to go to that next level in your business, because value is almost like intangible. Because if you can help somebody get 100,000, 500,000, you know, 1 million, or you can just help them to get to whatever result or whatever thing that they want, the benefit, that end game promise, yeah, people will invest for it. There's lots of different clients who I work with, and they have many different types of things that they help their clients with. You know, whether it's fertility, I've got fertility clients, I've got dating coaches who help people find their true love. I mean, imagine not being able to be with, you know, your true love and being alone, single, yeah? I can imagine a lot of people invest a lot of money to work with somebody who can help them attract the right person in. Would you agree? It's just like me, as a marketing coach, I come across lots of business owners who are like, Leon, I just don't get marketing the way that you get it. Can you just help me get to that next level? Can you help me put the right strategies in place? Can you help me put the right plan in place? Can you just give me a proven model to follow that will take me to the next level? And that's what I do. And if that sounds like you guys and you do want more help from me, go to Leon Street, that's leonstreete.com/apply. Go and fill in the application form, and we'll just jump on a free call, and I'll create a plan for you, totally free, no strings attached, that you can take away whether you decide to work with me or not and implement in your business. Anyway, I'm just checking the comments, guys, see if there's anything else on here. I don't believe there are. Guys, if you got questions, we're just streaming. I was just shooting the breeze tonight, just rolling with the punches and just giving some value. I just want to say thanks to everybody who has watched up until now. I think now's a good time for me to get a nice cup of peppermint tea and get ready for bed. Also, one final thing. If you've been following me, and if you haven't, follow me on Instagram as well. Go to Leon Street, find me on Instagram, follow me, and I'll follow you back, guys. And the reason why I'm saying that is because on there, I've documented up until now progress with my forthcoming book. And as of last night, I actually sent my book to my book editor. So she's now going to take that on, and in the next 2 weeks or so, I should then get to the point where I've got the finished product. And the book, the working title is called The Profitable Business Owner. So look out for that one, guys. Actually share everything that I believe is key for a cultural consultant to succeed and go to 6 to 7 figures in their business right now. And it's filled with lots of strategy. It's filled with all the good stuff that you will be able to use in action. So from strategy to defining your market, your niche, to what marketing to use and how to use it, sales letters, how to write hooks, how to price your services, programs, or products, going into how you sell and close high value sales. So look out for that one, guys. And I'll really, when the book comes out, I'll look for your, I really will be looking for your support on that. And I'll make sure I do some kind of crazy offer, like free plus shipping. So you end up paying like £7 or something, or $10, whatever it is. But anyway, Aleem, thank you as well. Thank you for jumping on. Aleem, I do see your lives every now and again. Keep doing what you're doing. As I said earlier, the key thing, guys, is you just got to show up. Just keep showing up. Matt, thank you again. Thanks for jumping on. This is one, it's a bit of an impromptu one, but you know what? I'm sure you guys have got lots of value, and I haven't even got halfway through the list of things that I wanted to cover. So, you know what? There's going to be more. I'm not sure when the next one's going to be, but I'm definitely going to be doing another stream like this. But remember, we also have a Facebook group. If you want to be in the group, it's called the Business Owner Elevation Community. I'd really love for you guys to join. I do Whiteboard Wednesday every Wednesday in the group, where you get the free training. And every week it's something new. I do not regurgitate the same old shit. I put out great content, guys. So make sure you join the Business Owner Elevation group on Facebook. Everybody on Insta, if you're watching me there. So anyway, thank you for watching. I just want to say it's been a pleasure. Keep doing what you're doing and keep going to the next level, guys. It's Leon Street from businessownerelevation.com, taking you to the next level. Thank you.